Alright, look, if I don't say this out loud, it's gonna rot inside me and turn into some kind of evil soul cyst. So here goes. I get turned on, like, embarrassingly, animalistically turned on, by girls peeling after sunburns. I'm talking about that flaky, dry, crispy shoulder skin that starts curling up after a long-ass day at the beach. The kind that's half pink, half white, itchy as hell, and low-key kinda gross. Yeah, that's my shit, and I know how it sounds. Believe me, I've tried to suppress it. Tried to bury it under normal kinks, lingerie, hair pulling, choking, whatever. But nope, my dick doesn't lie. You peel, I feel. The first time I noticed it, I was like 16. I was in the back of my high school chemistry class and the girl in front of me, her name was Mel, had just come back from a family vacation. She was wearing this little spaghetti strap top and her back was flaking like a croissant in the sun. She didn't even seem to care. She was casually scratching at it, letting bits of skin just fall on her desk like dead snow. And I was there, trying to do some worksheet about molecular bonds, while feeling my pants get tight. From dead skin. Bro, I had no clue what to do with that. I didn't even have the vocabulary to call it a fetish. I just thought, damn. That's oddly satisfying, and hot, and I hate myself. But it stuck with me. Every summer after that, it came back. Like clockwork. I'd go to the beach or the pool, and if I saw a girl adjusting her bikini and her back was peeling. Boom. Brain goes primal, and it's not even just visual. It's textural, tactile. It's the act of peeling that gets me. Like, imagine this. You're sitting on a bed, there's soft music playing, fan spinning slowly, and she's laying in front of you in just shorts or underwear. Her back is peeling. She tells you, go ahead. You run your fingers along the edge of a flake, slow, careful. You pinch it, tug, it lifts off clean like a sticker on a new phone. Bro, that moment? That's better than head. I know how unhinged it sounds. I've lived in fear of someone finding out. Like, what am I supposed to say? Hey babe, I brought you SPF 100 for vacation. But also, maybe don't use it. Winking face, no one wants to be the guy that's excited when their girlfriend forgets sunscreen. One time, I was dating this girl who had the absolute worst sunburn on her chest and shoulders. She was in so much pain. I offered to put aloe vera on her back. She laid on the bed and pulled her shirt up, and when I saw the way her shoulder blade was peeling like a goddamn fruit roll-up, I had to literally breathe through my teeth to stay composed. She moaned from the aloe being cold and I almost lost it. Like yeah, sure, she's sexy and all, but in that moment, the skin was the star of the show. I peeled off one long, perfect strip and felt like I had just completed a sacred ritual. I didn't even try to initiate sex that night. I just laid there, hard as hell, thinking, am I the only guy on earth that gets off on this? I thought I was, until I found a Reddit post. Buried in a fetish thread. Some other guy said it. I love when girls peel after sunburns. There's something intimate about it. Intimate, that's the word. It's not just horny, it's personal. Trust-based. Like someone saying, here, touch my gross part, the itchy, raw, damaged part. Help me shed, tell me that's not hot. I've never told any girl directly. I just tried to nudge them toward it. Oh, you burned a little? Damn, let me take care of you. Then I sit there pretending to be a good boyfriend while inside I'm feral, obsessing over how much she's gonna peel in 48 hours. I got a whole folder on my phone. Not nudes, peel pics, shoulders, backs, thighs, some mine, some from girls who sent them voluntarily, not even knowing they were feeding a fucking monster. It's like my hidden kink shrine, a collection of tender, flaky little moments where someone trusted me enough to let me in, literally and metaphorically. And yeah, I know it's weird. I know I can't casually tell someone on a third date, I hope you forgot your sunscreen. I know I'm one step away from being that guy who gets caught licking elbows at the beach. But I swear, it's not about being gross. It's about the satisfaction, the ritual, the rawness of it. Sex is everywhere now, polished, fake, HD. But peeling? Peeling is real. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. It's ugly. It's human. And I want to be the guy who peels you slow, while you laugh and flinch and say, ah, that's disgusting, but still let me do it. That's love, or at least, that's how I love. So yeah, that's my disgusting, horny truth. Girls who peel equals girls who kill me. If you're flaking right now, reading this with sunburned shoulders, please, text me. Okay, so, hear me out and please don't judge me immediately because I've already judged myself like 100 times. I think I have a fetish for dudes crying. Not like casual tearing up during a movie crying. I'm talking full on, face in hands, gasping for air, snot and tears, emotionally exploding crying. Something about it just does things to me. And I didn't even realize this until I accidentally got turned on during a breakup. Yeah, so this was like 2 years ago. My boyfriend at the time, let's call him Derek, because of course his name was Derek, was sitting on the floor of my tiny-ass studio apartment after I told him I didn't see a future together. It wasn't some toxic thing, we were just in different places. But this man broke, I mean full meltdown. I'd never seen a guy unravel like that in real time. He cried so hard he couldn't speak, just wheezing and shaking and looking up at me like a kicked puppy. And here's the part that makes me feel like a fucked up goblin woman, I got wet. Like actually. I felt it. I sat there feeling awful and guilty and horny. I had to cross my legs and literally bite the inside of my cheek just to not act like a psycho. Obviously I didn't do anything. I comforted him, hugged him, didn't make it weird. But later that night, I was lying in bed and I just kept replaying the way his voice cracked when he tried to say my name. And I fucking came to that memory. That's when I was like, okay, we need to talk, brain. After that, I started noticing it more. Anytime a guy got vulnerable around me, even just emotionally open, not even full crying, I'd feel it in my chest. And lower, like if a guy choked up talking about his dead dog, boom, my hormones would go, hello? One time a guy teared up while telling me about his dad never saying he was proud of him, and I had to literally go splash water on my face like a goddamn movie character. I felt like such a freak. So I googled it, and guess what? It's a thing. It's not super common, but it exists. It's like an emotional dominance kink. Some kind of deep brain intimacy craving. Apparently some people get turned on by the feeling of being the safe space, or being the person who someone else finally breaks down in front of. Which, yeah, that checks out. That's exactly what it feels like. It's not about enjoying their pain. That's the thing. It's not like, haha, you're weak. It's more like, holy shit, I'm seeing you without armor. And that's the hottest thing ever. I've never told a guy directly. But sometimes I'll gently ask, have you ever cried in front of someone before? And if they say no, something in me twitches. One guy did cry once while we were arguing. We'd been fighting about something dumb, and he just broke. And I felt myself shift immediately, from annoyed to insanely turned on. We didn't have make-up sex. We had meltdown sex. Like, still sobbing, red-eyed, soft touch, borderline spiritual sex. And I swear to God it was the most intimate thing I've ever experienced. Not even just sexually, just as a human. Now, I don't go around trying to make men cry or anything, I'm not evil. But if I'm dating someone and they do cry, like naturally and raw and unfiltered, I'm yours, fully, put a ring on it, and maybe cry during the vows too. Okay, real talk? I wasn't even planning to ever admit this out loud, but I'm on my third beer and something about being alone in my room with LED lights on purple just makes me feel unhinged enough to say it. I get turned on by hospital wristbands. Yeah, the plastic ones. The cheap little strips they slap on your wrist when you get admitted to the urgent care. I don't know how to say this in a way that makes it sound normal, because it's not. I know it's not, but this shit has had a chokehold on me since I was like 19. And I've never been able to explain it. It's not a doctor thing. Not like, ooh I love role-playing medical exams, or some nurse fantasy or whatever. It's not even a caretaker kink. I don't get off on people being weak or sick. That's gross. It's literally the band. Just that. The wristband. The barcode. The name printed in bold letters. That mix of official, sterile, personal, and temporary. It hits something deep in my brain. The first time I realized it wasn't just a random thought was when my ex, let's call her Kayla, had to go to urgent care because of a dumbass gym injury. Like, she twisted her knee doing squats and was crying from pain, so I drove her to the clinic. All normal so far, but then they checked her in, gave her one of those plastic bands, and for whatever reason, seeing it on her wrist made my stomach drop. And not in a bad way. I got butterflies. Actual boner-level butterflies. She kept fiddling with it, annoyed, said it was itchy. I couldn't stop looking at it. And then I asked, completely casually, can I keep that when they cut it off? She laughed. Thought I was joking. I wasn't. I still have it. She found out a few weeks later. I had it tucked in my sock drawer like some psycho. She asked why I kept it, and I panicked and said something like, sentimental reasons. Which was true. Sort of. But also, I'd 100% already jerked off with that thing in my hand. No shame. Well, okay. A little shame. Enough to not tell her. After that, it spiraled. Not in a dangerous way. I wasn't lurking hospitals or faking injuries, but I did start noticing how often people get them. Dehydration, stress episodes, minor accidents. If I was dating someone and they got one, it was game over for me. My brain lit up like a Christmas tree. There's something about the way the band looks on skin, especially soft skin. Pale skin, wrists that look small and a little tired. I don't know, it just hits this weird pocket of my brain where intimacy and shame and ownership all swirl together. Like, this person was seen, labeled, processed. They were officially fragile for a moment, and I'm allowed to hold that moment in my hand. Some of my hookups thought it was cute. I'd joke about being a wristband collector, and they'd laugh. One girl wore hers during sex because she thought it was funny. It was the hottest sex I'd had in a year. Another girl found a little box I kept them in and just deadass stared at me. Didn't even say anything, just blinked, turned around, and left. Fair. I've had people ask if I'm into pain. I'm not. Blood makes me nauseous. I can't watch surgery videos. I literally cry when I stub my toe. I've had people ask if it's a submission kink, like I want someone branded or marked. And I guess, kind of, but it's more emotional than sexual. Like, the sex is good, but the feeling I get from the wristband is this deep buzz of closeness. Like a little souvenir of someone being real with you. Vulnerable, unfiltered. It's proof they weren't perfect in that moment. And you got to be there. Even if they didn't want to be seen that way. I know how that sounds. But here's the thing. I've never cheated, never lied, never violated consent. I'm just a dude who keeps a few used wristbands in a shoebox next to old movie tickets and birthday cards. It's weird, but it's mine. And now you know. So yeah, if we ever date and you end up fainting in a parking lot or tweaking your ankle at a concert, I will ask for your wristband. Don't be weird about it. Unless you're into that. I knew something was off the second he pulled out the bananas. Not like, oh, he's making a smoothie kind of banana moment. No, this was calculated, choreographed, fetishized. But let me back up. So I met Jeremy on Hinge. His profile was aggressively normal. Photos in soft flannel, a cat named Chairman Meow, some half-funny joke about NFTs, eye roll, but whatever. We chatted for a bit. He seemed harmless, witty, even, a little intense, but in that I read too much David Foster Wallace kind of way. First date was coffee. Second was a walk. Third, he invited me to his place for dinner. I said sure. That's when things started peeling. Pun intended. His apartment was clean. Too clean. Like Airbnb clean. No clutter, no dust, not even a rogue sock. The kind of place serial killers live in until Netflix finds out. He poured me a glass of wine, made small talk, then asked, "Do you like fruit?" I said sure. I mean, who hates fruit? He smiled, then opened a drawer. Not the fridge. A drawer. Inside were perfectly arranged bananas. Like lined up soldiers. All at identical ripeness, yellow with a touch of brown. He picked one out and set it on the table between us. "Just admire it for a sec," he said. "Look at the curve, the tension, the anticipation." I laughed awkwardly. I thought he was being quirky. He was not. That banana never got eaten. It just sat there. Then came the strawberries. Then mango slices. Then a freaking peeled kiwi in a glass. He was building a fruit altar. I sipped my wine, trying to ignore how uncomfortable I felt. He watched me drink. "You like how that tastes?" he asked. I nodded. He leaned in. "Now imagine that, but with my fruit. My personal fruit. Real, juicy, present." I choked on the wine. What the actual hell was going on? "You don't have to be scared," he said. "I just think fruit is the sexiest thing on earth. Ripeness, scent, texture, it's erotic. Don't you feel it?" I did not feel it. But I was in his apartment, mid-glass of Cabernet, phone charging in the other room like an idiot. I played it cool, said something like, "That's an interesting perspective." He smiled wider than anyone should smile at 9:47 p.m. Then he asked, "Would you let me watch you eat a peach?" Just once? I didn't know what to say. My brain stalled. He opened another drawer. Inside, a single, flawless peach, lying on a silk cloth like a freaking Fabergé egg. That was when I decided I needed to leave. I told him I didn't feel well. He nodded, disappointed but polite. Walked me to the door. But before I stepped out, he said, "It's okay. You're not ready, but someday, you'll crave it." I didn't sleep that night. Thought it was over. Funny story to tell my group chat. Wrong. 2 days later, a package arrived. No return address. Inside, a peach, wrapped in silk, still cold, and a note, for when you're ready to taste something real. I blocked him, changed my number, stopped eating fruit for like 6 months. But here's the worst part, I kept the peach. I don't know why, it's shriveled now, hard as a rock, still in my freezer like a tiny cursed totem. And sometimes, when I open it to grab ice cream at 2 a.m., I swear I hear his voice in my head. Ripeness is a moment. Don't let it rot. You ever fall for someone so hard that your brain starts rewriting red flags into cute little quirks? Like, if a stranger did it, you'd call the cops, but when they do it, you're like, ah, she's just got a fun little habit of categorizing every bathroom she visits. That was me with Alicia. I met her during trivia night at this dive bar near campus. She sat alone, sipping a whiskey sour and destroying every pop culture category. I asked to join her team. She said, "Only if you can name all 4 original members of Destiny's Child." I could. We won the round and split a basket of the world's worst fries. I was smitten. She had that rare combination of hot and knows how to roast you without being mean. Like, I could tell she'd ruin my self-esteem and I'd thank her for it. We went on a few dates, started hooking up, and pretty soon we were basically living in each other's space. That's when it started, the sniffing. At first, I thought it was foreplay. She'd nuzzle my neck, breathe in deeply, and murmur things like, "You smell like home." I figured, okay, she's into my natural scent. Alpha male vibes or whatever. But then she started getting specific. She'd say stuff like, cocoa butter and skin. My 2 favorite things. And I was like, hold on, did you just separate me and the lotion like 2 ingredients in a cake? It escalated fast. Next time she slept over, she asked if I had any more lotion, not to use, but to smell. I handed her the bottle. She opened it like it was a fine wine, sniffed it, then closed her eyes and said, "God, it's so pure." At this point, I wasn't sure if she was in love with me or with my skincare routine. But I went along with it. We all got our things, right? Hell, I had an ex who'd cry every time she saw otters holding hands. We accept the weird to get the wonderful. Then came the licking. We were watching a movie, some slow burn psychological thriller, and she suddenly straddled me, looked into my eyes, and whispered, "Can I taste you?" Now, a normal person might assume this was sexual. But this woman didn't mean, taste me, in the naughty way. She meant literally lick my forearm like it was a goddamn churro. "I just want to know what your lotion tastes like on you," she said, already pulling my sleeve up. I thought, sure, why not? What could go wrong? Famous last words. She licked it, closed her eyes, whispered, "Delicious," then did it again, and again. My arm looked like a stamp collection by the time she was done. I was laughing the whole time, thinking, damn, this is weird, but kinda hot in a witchy way. I didn't realize this was just level 1. Next time she came over, she had her own bottle. Same brand, same scent. She pulled it out like a wine sommelier and said, "I've been craving it all day." I thought about it at work and couldn't concentrate. She wasn't joking. She started using the lotion like foreplay lube. Rubbing it on me, licking it off, rubbing more, licking again. She'd moan like she was eating cheesecake. Sex became less about me and more about the taste of cocoa butter. She didn't care if I was hard. Hell, sometimes we didn't even have sex. She'd just cover my chest in lotion and lay there, face pressed against me, breathing it in like a sleep-deprived yoga teacher. Then she started skipping that me part entirely. I came out of the shower one time and found her on my couch, licking the inside of the lotion bottle cap. Just sitting there in a robe, legs crossed, savoring it. "Are you eating my lotion?" I asked. She turned to me with this glassy-eyed look and said, "It's just so comforting." I googled it. Turns out eating lotion isn't technically toxic in small doses, but still. What the actual hell? I tried talking to her. Asked her if this was like a scent thing, a texture thing, a trauma thing, or what. She got weirdly defensive. You don't understand, she said. Your skin and this lotion are the same in my brain. They belong together. It's the smell of safety. Like, girl, what? The final straw was during a weekend getaway. We rented a cabin, middle of the woods. Romantic as hell. First night there, she asks if I brought our lotion. I told her I forgot it. She went silent. Next morning, I wake up and find her in the car, driving to the nearest store to buy it. Closest place was 40 minutes away. She didn't even tell me she was leaving. Just woke up, got lotion withdrawal, and dipped. That night, she used half the bottle on me. Slathered me from neck to toe, humming while she rubbed it in. I was lying there like a glazed ham. Then she straddled me and started licking my shoulders. Shoulders, bro, like I was a rotisserie chicken. At some point I just started laughing. Hysterically. I couldn't hold it anymore. What? She asked, confused. I feel like a snack. She didn't get the joke. You are a snack, she said. The best one I've ever had. That's when it hit me. I wasn't a boyfriend. I was a flavor profile. I ended it the next week. Told her I needed space. She cried, not dramatically. Just this quiet, sad sniffle. Then she reached into her purse, pulled out the bottle, and said, "Can I keep this?" Just for a while? I said yeah. She hugged me. I smelled cocoa butter on her neck. I haven't seen her since. But sometimes, in the lotion aisle at CVS, I stop and stare at that familiar brown bottle. And I wonder if somewhere out there, she's found someone else with skin like mine. Or if she's just sitting alone, eating it straight from the tube, chasing the high of me.